part of the danger that exists is there are many who desire to fall in love or to have the loved one of their dreams or to get rid of someone who's standing in the way of someone having that loved one. So they consult these people who they go, take a cauldron, pour the contents in, mix what is supposed to be a potion to either kill the person that is the obstacle or to put a spell on that person to induce them to divorce or leave that person that is desired, or to put a spell on someone who wants nothing to do with that person, so then they fall in love and desire to be with that person. Therefore, let there be no doubt that these type of things have a reality. They do exist. And there is no refuting the fact that there are people who depend on these dark arts. For those that don't believe that, they should make use of reading constantly the last two surahs of the Quran, Surah Al-Falaq, the 113th surah, and Surah Al-Nas, the 114th surah. Those will show the doubter or the skeptic that these dark arts have a reality that are utilized by those in the world of the occult. There are also voodoo dolls. Voodoo dolls. This is the most common phraseology that we hear, and it usually conjures up images of people in the West Indies or in Africa or in the Australian steppes fashioning effigies of people and then filling them with pins or breaking their legs or doing something along this line that has an effect on the actual person whose effigy they've shaped that doll in the form of. But these are sometimes also referred to as puppets or puppets. The Concise Oxford Dictionary describes the puppet or puppet as, quote, puppet as a noun, a person whose acts are controlled by another, closed quote. This is taken from the Concise Oxford Dictionary, page 836. What that is showing us is that someone that is using a voodoo doll, a puppet, or a puppet is actually controlling or seeking control over someone without actually physically exercising dominance. They are using dark means to take control of another person. Therefore, there will be some who they go to people who are practitioners. In 20 years or so ago, they were known as witch doctors or sorcerers. But now they have received the politically correct title of a shaman or alternative medicine practitioner, AMP, or a holistic therapist. They are given many titles. But the bottom line that remains for us is that they are still practicing dark arts, and it is still witchcraft or sorcery or magic or divining or whatever adjectives or titles that we are using for their situation. We have seen through history many examples of the use of the voodoo doll or puppet. One of the most recent took place in 2004, where there were two celebrities that had great enmity between themselves. Each one of them desired the worst thing to happen to the other. Therefore, what took place is that one of the stars, one of those celebrities, as is recorded in reputable newspapers, one of those celebrities actually constructed a puppet in effigy of the actual rival that she had in mind. Then on the day that the rival celebrity was performing at a warm-up concert to prepare for the actual real concert on the weekend, the famous person that had constructed the effigy of her took its leg and twisted it and then put a pin in the throat of the puppet or the voodoo doll and threw it on the floor and stepped on it. That actual evening during the auditions by that celebrity rival, the celebrity rival slipped on stage, broke her knee, and also damaged her vocal cords, which have since not recovered. She has damaged her leg, which is also not fully recovered. Therefore, we know that puppets or voodoo dolls, whatever titles that we are using, they do have a reality. It exists. And what we have to be aware of is that just as they've got a reality, they also have a danger in that reality that we must avoid. We must avoid it. We then come to tarot cards. It is interesting that in modern culture, tarot cards have received a type of legitimacy that its cousin in falsehood, the Ouija board, has not received. The Concise Oxford Dictionary defines the tarot cards in the following manner. Quote, tarot as a noun. First meaning of a game played with a pack of 78 cards, used also for fortune telling. Second meaning of a card, especially of 22 trumps in this particular game. From the French, tarot, of unknown origin. Closed quote. This is taken from the Concise Oxford Dictionary, page 1094. Now these 78 cards, what they are used for is to actually tell the sex life, monetary wealth, profession, and future of the person that is sitting to have their fortune read. Thus, while they are actually dealing out the cards in this pack of 78, they are asking you questions, and you are answering them, and they are turning over cards and reshuffling and looking at them, and eventually they come to a series of conclusions about your life. And after coming to those series of conclusions about your life, they then inform you, this is what awaits you in your future. Tarot cards are very popular among celebrities, among the well-to-do, and increasingly even among the poor who desire to be told that there is a way out of the crushing poverty that they are in at that time. The youth, and in particular the Muslim youth, also sometimes enjoy these in large numbers because it seems chic, cool, mysterious, naughty, all of these words, it is to them something fun to do, to pass time. Not realizing that by divining and believing in these things, they are placing themselves in spiritual jeopardy.